Sorry it's taking me so long to get back on here, but I was not feeling well the past few days. And then every chance I tried getting on here, it was just we fall back down. Well, not fall down asleep and whatnot. So I finally have the chance to do this. So here we go. See how fast this goes, or how slow, or whatnot. So finally, these came in the other day, and I was happy. So 10 to 75, and it's crazy because what is it? The D, A, and E, and the B, E, A, and D are all 10 apart. So I thought that was kind of funny. Then I was looking at the fretboard, and I know Bruce is really good at cleaning the fretboards, which he did. So that fretboard's beyond clean. And it's funny, that missing snark I was looking for that forever, all those days, it was inside one of the couch cushions. So that was amazing. And this is going to be the fun part about this too. A lot of the intonation, well, not all of it, but some of it, how they were spreading this out was for the baritone. So kind of have it, so it's almost like, I don't want to say perfect, but it's really close to it. So we're going to start this off because I'm just going to do a string at a time and see how this goes. So I'm sure everyone's getting all ready for Thanksgiving and whatnot. I know I am. My family, we usually do something a little different than what other people do. We stopped doing the whole, we stopped doing the whole turkey and all that stuff. So we do brisket nowadays. And I prefer that because brisket goes a lot farther. Further than turkey does. So I don't know how well you guys can see it. I had to do a makeshift stand to be able to have the guitar, the phone to be able to hold up. So these strings, I have no clue what their thickness is, but this is no 10 to 75. Hello, whoever came in. I can't see who it is, but just want to say I caught you and I know you're in here. Yeah, that's how thick these strings are right now. So taking these off, they're dead. They sound horrible on here. And I have the dual truss rod still, so. What up, Curtis? DK, how you doing? Yep, and it's a Agile. Sheep shagga. So, what's the best piece of advice someone has ever given you? I don't know. Pay your bills. It's kind of an odd thing to ask. Been given a lot of advice. All right, so that one's out. This had to have been in the 80s. Easily. Yeah, look at that. The bass string on my guitar. Pelton? No, I haven't. What is it? I hate how they do this. Oh well. Yeah, though, what's Pelton though? I'm curious. A string's got its own string. I'm gonna see if these are the same size. Ho ho! So I don't know how well you guys can. Let me get it. So here's the new string. It's a 75. Okay. Here's the string I just took off. Look at that. That is a huge difference. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, this is the 8th string. That's what I'm saying. I hate this. I wonder if this is. It's around where the low E is. So the low E, they have it at a 75. Holy crap. Kenzie Johnson, what's happening? Rezo, it's been a while, dude. How have you been doing? Yep. Yeah, dude, all these, I don't know what they did with this, man. I gotta do a full, and this thing has dual truss rods, so I have 2 truss rods in here. I gotta do one for just the bass side and one for the treble side. That's insane. A great guitar though. I mean, this thing's evil. And even with the what is it? Even with the passive pickups, like, and I'm gonna be changing those. But even with the passive pickups, they still sound really good. And you know your guitar neck is too big when the string can't just fuck. It just flops. Oh. See, look at that. It can't go all the way. It just stops. That's insane. Well, they say, I was doing looking at the specs. They say it's a 27-inch neck, and this was made in 2011. They discontinued this in 2011. It's just Agile Scepter 827. 827, and the Burl Burst is what that is, and this is a really rare color. Let's see. All right. You know what? I think it'd be easier if I do it this way because it's a reverse headstock. Hey, Brandy Glazier, how you doing? Good Lord, this string is huge. People are just coming in and out, in and out, in and out. Oh, this is insane. I can honestly say this has stooped me. Alright. Let me just lay there. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's about as much slack as I can give it. Wow. That's crazy. All right, on to number 2. They're still really big now. It's just you find them more with like sevens, eights. Well, not even sevens. They don't even really. I think they don't even really do a lot of sevens. They do eights and up. So you'll find them more for like uh, I want to say go to rondomusic.com is what I think it is, because that's who is the seller of them. Because I just found out they're all handmade, and sorry, I got dehydrated. And yeah, Rondo Music is the one who sells it or something like that. But it's all made in South Korea. Yeah, they're heavy. I just warning you, if you go look for one and get one, they are very heavy. And it's just really, I don't know where you're at, but where I'm at in Arizona, these are really hard to find, very hard to find, and just is it's I don't know what's gone on since 2011. Well, obviously there's been a lot of stuff that's gone on since 2011, but they're more of like one of those boutique style guitars, but they're more, what is it, more boutique, because their guitars start at like $1,200-$1,300, which isn't bad. I mean, that's really good price. Yeah, I mean, like, you put it this way, if like most of the times the machine might miss something, or someone might rush through something. At least with something handmade, you don't have to worry about if you're afraid to touch your own guitar. I run my own guitar workshop thing business at home, so like if I'm not working on someone else's guitars, I'll work on my own. So I'm not afraid to put sandpaper to my stuff. So I like handmade. I mean, I don't care if the body's made by a CNC machine. It's just the body. Sometimes, especially like I have Jackson Warrior. It's in the living room, and that guitar, I wouldn't. I understand if you have to make that with the machine. There's so many points and maneuvers around that. I would hate to have to do that by hand. I understand if you have to, but I see so many people doing so many crazy things still with just regular hand tools. But I mean, to each their own. I mean, I'm not trashing anything. I mean, at least you're working with tools and not working at all. I mean, I have people freaking out because I only charge $50 straight across the board for any guitar repair or setup. I don't care what bridges you have. I can fix them all. Because I've had them all. Oh, see? Here's another thing. Always carry around a 10mm wrench in your case, because you never know when you think you're gonna have tuning problems, and the tuning problem is not your bridge. It's not your neck. It's your damn tuning pegs. But the tuning pegs on here are Grover's, so I scored on that. Yes, you do get a lot more attention to detail by hand, very much so. I mean, especially to the neck. I'm really weird about necks. I mean, I used to really like the painted necks and all that when I was younger, and then it moved on because painted necks after so long, you start. I call it doing the hiccup, with your hands. Uh, yeah, I couldn't stand them after a while. So then I would sand them down to a certain point, not too much. I take like the steel wool kind of thing, like the 4/0 that you get at like the hardware stores and stuff. So yeah, I mean, you get. I try to look at best of both worlds. Like if you can have the machines and still do it by hand, like I wouldn't want a neck made by a machine. Granted, I've played nothing but neck by machine, but I can feel the difference in this neck. Just I can, because I've had handmade guitars, and you can really feel where there's no sprouting. There never was any. Yeah, there's just, you can really feel the attention to detail. I mean, even look at the back of this, like no scratches. Usually there's buckle rash or something, not a single thing. And I don't know how well you guys can see, but oh yeah, you're not going to see that. It even says handmade in South Korea. What? No, this thing, you would think it would have been hard to play this. The only thing that's rough about playing this guitar is it weighs a ton. It weighs like one of my exes. Oh. But no, it's got a fit. Ready for this, bro? It's got a 15-inch radius on the neck. And you could sit there and play it all day and not get hand cramps. That's what completely shocked me about this guitar. I was like, holy crap, I'm not getting a single, I no fatigue, no nothing. And all I did, I ended up putting it in like drop E, and now it makes sense why these strings were so fat. It was pulling the neck this way to where I couldn't get a proper reading on my low E. This message is on hold for review. No, I'm not viewing nothing. I'm not getting kicked out of nothing to read what someone wanted to put. And hell, I'm doing this backwards. There we go. There we go. So now the B is just your normal average 56. So 75, 56. I can put more slack on that. And I shall. Come on. I want to know how they got that, all those revolutions around these tuning pegs. That makes no sense. Yeah, dude, I've taken a couple of strings in before to like the Evil Empire, or as civilians call it, Guitar Center. Nah, and I've had people go, "Is this even a guitar?" It's like, yeah, dude. How do you work at a guitar store and not know the difference between an 8-string and a bass? And then I got to think. Excuse me. And then I got to think. Oh wait, this is Guitar Center. These guys don't know their heads from their own asses. Ugh. Plus, I'm glad I also jumped on here too, man. I keep looking at like like studio stuff, the statistics and whatnot on this on YouTube, and I gained so many more followers since I've been down. And I was like, I gotta at least make some kind of video and rough it through. However, I'm not feeling good because I at least gotta let people know I'm there. I'm almost at 1,200 subs, and yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I'm not usually on here, that's all I'm doing, man, is I'm honing in my skills. I found a distribution company to go with for the album. And a buddy of mine, actually used to be my next door neighbor, is a hell of an artist, and I actually offered him a pretty sweet deal that I'll give him $1 for every demo I sell, demo EP I sell, and digitally would be, I think I told him 20 cents a song or 10 cents a song, and I think it was like $1 an album if it was digitally, because he's doing this stuff for me. And I'm giving people a chance now to get it if they want to through PayPal, not through PayPal. If they want to buy it directly through me right now, because I have to come up with the money to pay for the distribution. So. Because now I've been getting asked, hey, haven't you had Patreon? And I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I started Patreon. I forgot about that. So here was the, here's the high, or the low E, I'm sorry. Hands are a little shaky. These are just the first, these are just the top 3 strings. E, B, and E again, or F sharp, if you want to get technical. That's what they had, just strung on that. And I can already see the relief in the guitar. Oh, it's too much. I can definitely say too, it's one of the very first guitars, one of the first of the few guitars I've had that actually came with Grover tuners, besides my old '90s Jackson with Duncan humbuckers, or Duncan design humbuckers, and old MIJ 926, I want to say. And that guitar smoked. I still can't find a guitar like that. Next year, though, I'm thinking about doing it and pulling the trigger and getting myself a Kelly just to have that last one in my lineup. But then I play stuff like Agile, and it's just like, this is everything I've wanted in a guitar, all wrapped up into an 8-string. And it's like, why did I never do Agile? He's like, you start going back to all those years you were playing and shit, and it's like, ugh. Yeah, you get a little upset with yourself. Yeah, they were, yeah. And now it's, I know people like Scheller, and I've known that for a long time, being, I was always a Seymour Duncan guy. And then when I started getting the Scheller strap locks, I was like, okay, these might be all right. And then I'm not even kidding. As soon as I had Scheller strap locks, the top part that locks the male part, it malfunctioned. And they go, oh, I guess you might have had one of the few defects we have. And then here comes 2 other people right behind me, same ones. It was one of the newer systems they had. I was like, yeah, well, I just want my money back. And then they had one of the DiMarzio clip locks I used, so I just went for that and got some of my other money back. Scheiße. Yeah, I had Fishman. I had the, damn it, which one was it? The Stephen Carpenter ones back in 2019. Yeah, 2019, and that had his actual Fishman Fluence pickups on them. And I mean, they're all right. I think they're a little bit overhyped than what they are. But that's my outlook on them. You know, everyone has their own outlook. I know a lot of people just, they love the hell out of them. I mean, it's cool to have something like that, just be able, you know, to still have something with the active feel and all that. But I don't like there being a computer chip in my pickup. that kind of bums me out. And then, but see, I like the. Here's the thing with the pros and cons of it. I I like that it does the hybrid thing of it mixes uh it mixes active and passive together. Then sometimes they have some of the guitars will be so mixed up, and then I don't know how to describe. It's just so mixed up, and I'll end up finding one setting out of all these settings, and it's like I just I couldn't get down with that. That was that Deftones guitar, the Green Sparkle Telecaster that came out. I don't know if you've seen that one before. I see. I play clean sounds though too, so it's like I gotta have like I gotta at least have some kind of level playing field. And when I moved over I literally was playing Seymour Duncan's from the year 2000. The year 2000. Someone would recognize that if they remember Conan O'Brien way back when. But yeah, his green Telecaster did not work well. It had one good setting on it. I think when you pulled it. Yeah, I think it was you pulled it and you had to kind of give it a little bit of an extra push. But the reason I thought it was cool is because his pickups glue in the dark. And I know that's kind of tchotchke kind of crap, but I don't know. I don't get any mud in my EMGs. I run. It's maybe just because the EMGs I run, they don't get mud, and I don't push a lot of low end. So I just have an 81 and two SAs in my one Jackson with a kill switch because I just wanted to add a kill switch. And I've been wanting to put an 85 into my guitar. I'm just waiting for my Warrior, because my Warrior right now I put a 60 in the bridge because I just wanted to hear bridges that from EMG, and the 60 I thought sounded really cool. Kind of had that it reminded me of between the Duncan Distortion and the Invader. No. My six strings. Which one do I have? Oh no, my Warrior. I just put that up to I had it in drop B, and it still picked it up so well. And then I just tuned it up. I just raised her up to drop C, and that was like, oh, there it is. That because every guitar has that. I always call it the sweet spot tuning, because wood reacts differently to certain tunings, and I just restrung her a couple days ago, and right when I was going through, because usually after you string, I always do the old school method and teach people to do that, stretch out your strings, even when you're tuning them, still do the lift procedure, and, little crap like that. And, yeah. But, man, I'm going to be throwing the, what is it, because, like I was saying, the sweet spots, because what I was going to do is I didn't know whether to throw an 85 or not on it. And my pickup guy is like, well, I have this. He was naming off all the ones he had, and I told him I don't mind waiting if I have to wait, because I didn't know if you knew this about EMGs. They don't send off the pickups till they're ordered. So so once let's say I do go through and I have my pickup dude order me the EMG 80. What is it? Yeah, the EMG 85 with the brushed gold or whatnot and all that stuff. They don't start making it till they get the orders in. So it's basically be like having a pickup barely a couple days old when it gets here, probably be 2 weeks old. So I always thought that, and I didn't know that about EMG until I was getting taught all that by the seller and talking to the reps and all that. Because I got to talk to their one main tech lady that was helping me out through what I thought was hopefully I didn't want it. I was praying to God it was not a messed up 81 pickup. And here what it was is some of my EMI tape got stuck to underneath the pickup, not the pickup, underneath my pickup, and it was causing the pickup to only sound like the humbucker to sound like a single coil. So when I figured that out, I was like, oh, genius. So that's when I started advocating after that to, if you're gonna put EMGs or anything that's active, there's no point in shielding the inside of your cavities and all that. Because truthfully, it isn't. This pain in the ass. Sorry if I'm not catching what you're saying right away. I hate when you have to do the. I don't care how many times I've changed these thin strings, man. It always worries me. You get slammed in the face with these. Kind of makes you a little trippy, or a little tripped out by them. No. Ow, 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 ow. So I know it's hard to tell, but I've done 4 strings already. You see? Ginger isn't bad. I first heard them about 5 years ago, and I was like, damn, that girl's got some range on her. Spirit Box, I don't think I've heard them. Like, I don't think I've heard any of their music. I could be wrong. I might have. Gotta get something to drink. Okay. So is everyone ready for Thanksgiving? Oh, nice. How is Spirit Box? Yeah, that's me. I love groove metal. It's like, you gotta always be doing something like this and okay. So they're pretty equal. Done 2 and 5. Yeah, I've been wanting to pick up a couple new records before the year's over. When I first heard Ginger, I was really impressed. I know they've released a couple new releases since I last, heard anything from them. Like, I'm really into that band Entheos, but I didn't know they were a husband and wife couple. So I was like, oh, great, it's ABBA, the metal ABBA. Okay, so it's like old school new metal. Oh yeah, or the White Stripes. Wait, the White Stripes, did they ever say what they really were? If they were brother and sister or whatever? Ah. Okay, then I know exactly the kind of fan you're talking about. I had no clue. Okay, now that makes sense. 'Cause you always see those clickbait things on all over YouTube. Hey, what happened to her? Blah 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 blah. They treated her like crap. It's like, well, have you ever known the music industry to have been all hugs and rainbows and kisses? Oh, it was them that started. Gotcha. That's funny. They started it themselves. Jesus Christ. Well, you know what? I'd rather have to tighten this than have to replace them. So what are you guys running right now for guitars and whatnot? Yeah, I know he was. He's a great drummer. Okay. There you go. That's crazy. I used to have the Omen 6. I had the the wood finish, and that was back when I was in a band, my old band, one of my old bands, Relum. Switched it out because it was the wood didn't wasn't sealed right. I wanted to try the Hellraiser, but that was when I was looking at different companies and wanted to go back to Jackson, but yeah, it was a headache. Oh, you got rid of it? How was that, Damien? Dude, we all used to use standard tunings and stuff like that. I mean, I used to own so many good guitars that now I realize if I would have just went back, if like that whole if I would have known now, go back with what I knew now, that whole cliche. I could have not got rid of those guitars and flipped them and whatnot. Yeah, I actually had a very rare, the '90s Ibanez 7 strings that had the one basically they're called the corn guitars. That's always how they're known within the 7 string community as because they basically corn made those. That was the year. It was a 90. That's right. It was a '98 Ibanez. Ibanez Prestige 7 string and all that. And I traded it off first for an Xbox 360 because it was just finding out I had disabilities. Mind you, this was in 2008. The guy comes back, gives me money, and just says, "Can you give me back that acoustic guitar? You can keep the Xbox." I was like, "Oh, okay." No, it was not the Universe. It was the Ibanez RG 78 or the 76. It was in the blue, the shiny blue. Now the thing goes for like a few grand, and I got it for 200. I beat up the price. I beat the guy up for the price, and I think I walked out the store $300 for that thing. The only problem it had was the pivot screws. You know, those are the screws that raise and lower the tremolo. You know how you get your action. It broke, and I had to wait 6 months to get a replacement. It cost that one pivot screw cost me $37 through Ibanez because it wasn't some piece of equipment you could just go to Ace Hardware and get. Yep. Yep. That was right before they that was the model everyone was going for right before the K7s came out and stuff because that's what the K7s were modeled right after. Because at the time, if you looked up the old universe, you know, the UA77, you know, the Vi one or the green, that's the one I wanted was the green one. Those were going for $10,000 back in 2007, 2008. They were going for about between that amount and 10 grand, depending on the amount, depending on the condition of the guitar. That's why it's like, that's when I started telling them that was some of the other like swift kicks between the legs that I need to learn how to fix up guitars faster because I am not going to be sitting around waiting on waiting on paying techs all this money when I can do this myself. Dude, been playing almost 30 years. I'm at like year 26 now. The most I've ever spent on a guitar was $1,400. And even then, I felt like a part of me died. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think spending more than $600 these days, a guitar, you don't even need to spend $600. You can, I have some guitars on my racks right now. I think I've already showed you that Rezo, this one. I believe you were in the stream for that. Remember the Groat? The $100 guitar. Sometimes those dinkies gotta be careful. They're like used cars. You don't know certain used cars. You know, you don't know how bad they were mistreated and all that. And you'd be in luck right now, dude. If you really wanted one of those groats right now, they're going for like less than $80 right now, and they have like 7 different colors. Yeah, you can. I mean, it really, and I'll be honest with you, this is what I tell people, even people I teach and all that. Why do you need that kind of guitar if one, you're you're playing for the audience of your bedroom and the audience in your head? You know, and this is me just being honest with people. You know, it's not going to make you any better of a guitar player. Yeah, it might help increase your playing by upwards of 5 to 10% because better necks will give you speed and whatnot and a little bit more clarity. The people have this weird thought that the more money you spend, the better the guitar. I've recorded albums with $100 guitars, and people never knew. It's because your ears don't know the difference. But no, you can't tell that to certain people. No. That's why it takes, well, you don't want them to be directly set up like that either because it could, twist the neck and all that. You want it to be like flat. But some people end up getting so used to that because, guitar stores don't, they omit that from that because they think you're not going to buy it from them. And I learned a lot of the things I have through the music store I've gone through, that Brindley's Guitar Store, because it's like if you're going to buy something through somebody and you're going to buy it through buy it through my company, I would rather help you out and guide you, because I'd rather you coming to my store not just for the moment, but for the monetary, what is it? For not for just a moment, but for the long measure of time. That's what I think it was. Apologize, my brain's a little fried from not feeling good the past few days. But you basically want people coming back to you. That's why it's like, if people bring something to me and it really takes me beep, and that's all I had to do, put a little bit of solder on their wire, like I won't charge them anything. Like I've had people come all the way out like 2 hours away, and it literally took me 10, 20 minutes, and I couldn't just it I couldn't look myself in the mirror if I charged them, if that makes sense. Are you running a amp modulator, or are you running a combo amp or whatnot? Oh, that's right. Pod go with external. Oh, that's right. My apologies. My apologies, my friend. You did say that. I thought it was somebody else I was reading. My bad. How are those? And this, you said IR cab, an external IR cabinet. How is that? So, because I've been looking at possibly doing. I want to make an external, like a pedal board amp. Hopefully that came out right. It didn't sound like an oxymoron. Oh, fucking string. Gotcha. Yeah, I would that the Bulgaria you're talking about. That's the one I wanted to get, and those are another thing that are hard to find. Like they're way affordable, but it's just finding them is a pain in the ass. But it works for you though, right? I mean, you seem pretty happy with it. I gotcha. Yeah, I want to get. I gotta like buy the programs I'm recording with, because I need to get more drum packs going. I need, because I can't go off just 6 patterns. You can't. It's really hard to do the rest of a record like that. That's awesome. Have you heard anything about those Spark Go cabinets? Because I was looking at getting into those. That's right. I remember you saying something about that. Because I know I just need to get for those. They're doing a huge sale on the Bogren site and all that. The one where I got those crim drums that you hear on my songs. And and yeah, they're only charging like, I think not even $40 to get the rest of them. And then what is the other one who's charging me? I know there's the MT Power Drums is free, but I got to re-download it because I forgot where I put it in my on my laptop. I got to take a quick break. And yeah, they I don't know what I did with it, but yeah, out of the MT drums that I was telling you about, uh, that thing you can do like really cool drum stuff in there. It even breaks it down to like, let's see, because I believe you used Reaper, right? All right, buddy. I'll talk to you with it tomorrow or whatnot. It was good to see you though, man. Yeah, just I'll talk to you more about it next time you're on, man. I'm gonna be just wait to see this video and all that when you're on. Hey, you too, man. Have a great Thanksgiving. And this is. That's the last of them. And then there was 3. Well, I'm stoked. I took off, wow, bass strings, basically. That was an easy one. That was an easy 80. Almost done. See? Look at that so far. I know it looks left-handed. Can't hardly even see the strings. That's a trip. Come on, come on. There we go. All right, after this. Hey, hey, hey. I feel like someone was biting. See, that's why you can end up destroying more strings. Okay, next time, I'm definitely gonna have to clean the neck. Or the fretboard. I keep saying neck, damn it. Whew. Well, this would have been a bigger pain in the butt if I didn't have my string winder. Remember, don't forget to stretch your strings. Last one. Last string, last string. Ah, shit, did that pop? Yep, every single one of them were loose. Damn, that was loose. All right. Having the extra help with the back holes here, it really does help with the intonation to help if you put oversized gauge strings like that. You can make sure your saddles can be pulled to a certain way, like this was. And I was constantly wondering when I was dropping my low E down. I'm sorry, not my high E string down on the saddle, and I kept looking around, and I was like, this can't be right. This no way this is right. Because now when I go to go strum this, I guarantee it's gonna go clink, clink, clink. Just like I was playing a mini 8-string bass. Now I'll be able to hear the pickups for what they really are truly made for. Good gravy, come on. There we go. And would you look at that? And just like that, my friends, it doesn't look like it, but they're all in there. And this is what I was talking about with the inlets. This was such an ingenious design. It helps with intonation so much more. So, yeah, if you ever get a chance to pick yourself up a used Agile, I was lucky. This thing looked like it came out right off the line and back from the future, whatever you want to call it. But appreciate those who have all come in. Oh yeah, this is exactly this is what I needed. Yep. All right, everybody. I hope you guys get something out of this, more like just me bantering with everybody else. And I'm gonna throw up a sound test finally on this. It's for tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do it tomorrow. You know, during normally I would have said Turkey Day, but now I call it Brisket Day, starting of it. But for those who are trying to join in or just joining in and all that, don't forget to show some love. I show it back. And everyone have a good Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive.